this project. For Chula, we actually just incline the whole park. It's so simple that we call it gravity. And we're actually using the whole park to collect every drops of rain. When we change into Thammasat University project, we are using the same concept of gravity because it's the cheapest technology that we can find on Earth. But for Thammasat University rooftop, we're actually using the rice terraces to slow down the runoff, to really help to grow food. My inspiration of my design and being a landscape architect is nature. And I think there is so much to learn. It's not only just the form and then the color and its beauty, but it's also its function. How can we mimic those kind of function to really be part of how we create our city? Bangkok is in ranking of one of the most at-risk city of climate change. And I just feel that we are fighting with water in many directions. The rain, the water from the north, the water from the ocean, the sea level rise. I think we're gonna sink. But we're gonna live with water again. We used to live with water, right? So this flooded canal community, they actually been most affected community during the Great Flood in 2011. Lat Pao Canal is one of the main canals that put all the runoff from the inner city of Bangkok into Chao Phraya River. I think they probably have to be in the flood water for like 2 to 3 months, the minimums during that time. Even the seasonal rain get their community to flood. So the governments have this policy to widening the canal so the flood water can flow through quickly and they have more capacity to actually contain more water. Yep. But that means the displacement of all the community. In the future, this will be dams and paved. And that area would be canal. คุณตาคะสวัสดีค่ะโอ้ใช่ They just moved in like 2 weeks ago. I really disagree with the dam structure that's gonna pave all the canal in Bangkok. I think it's such bad solution that going to create more problems for us, for the future of this city. But so much we can do, we cannot change the national policy. Right now, what we try to do is to help the community negotiate with the government to be displaced and then return back to their neighborhood. And for the Lat Pao Canal community, we actually succeed on doing that. You saw that compound? The new before they live like this. So I'm graduate from Thailand. At that time, I just feel like I want to become a great landscape architect. That's my dream. So I push myself to get a job in the good firms, push myself to go into Harvard. And when I get things done, my checklist dreams, and I just feel like I'm still feel so empty. I'm lucky to confront with the Great Flood in 2011. And it's really questioning myself, what can you do as a landscape architect? Being resilient is not about being in one stage. It's like you dance with nature. The floods used to be the source of food, the source of fertilization. The changing of the way we live as a city in these past 30 or 50 years, we completely turn our back to this natural change and call it disaster. We're working in something so doable, but I think we have to have more people advocate for this and create Bangkok the way we love, not Bangkok the way it is.
Coming up.
Keep dating, socializing, keep writing, chatting, posting. هناك واقع جديد نعيشه، لذلك دعونا نتحرك باتجاه اكتشافه مع التطبيقات الرائعة على آب جاليري.
Keep dating, socializing, keep writing, chatting, posting. Explore it. Explore it. Explore it. Explore it.
هناك واقع جديد نعيشه، لذلك دعونا نتحرك باتجاه اكتشافه مع التطبيقات الرائعة على آب جاليري.
شعر في وصف محبوبتي، أحبك أذوب في عيونك.
يا سلام.
شعر إيش هذا؟ الأكل أهم.
أكيد طبعا.
والله كان في زيتونة موت عليها. مدلين يا أبو عبدولة.
My name is أبو غزال، عندي عيال حلوين كبر أمامير تعمين جمال. My oldest son is عبدول، لسه امبارح كاتب على بنت خاله بتول. الله بهيفاء بنت أخوي علاء، عمرها سنتين ما شاء الله عندها أملاك. حاجزها الولد اللي صغر باسم اللاقيات، سن 4 بس الراجل يطرطر فتح الباب. مدامتي حسنة وهي حسنة، عندها حسنة شنكلتني البسمة. اتجوزت بسمة وبحبها حسنة، مادامتني أكلة دسمة حلت براسلة. راسلة حلوة جميلة تسمع الكلام، بس بسمة ما يهواها الكلام. قامت حسنة تزبط الكلام، أنا اللي تزبطت قلت بس يبتوني الحمام. We have cars, we own bars, Middle East rich, got money, got gold, got mob. We have cars, we own bars, Middle East rich, got money, got gold, got mob. عموك أبو عبدول very cool، صاحب مطعم الغول عندي بول. أي حد يقابلني والله يقول مش أنت بزنس مان أي اون ذا مول. فلوس كتير ملاش عدد، جمال خيول فرسان على الوتد. I'm very busy عمدة البلد، لما تكلمنيه لازم يا ابني تضرب الودع. موديلز الراوني ترك صفرة لون البيبي، علي فتحة برج الوالة الوجت ليه. مرت تقول لي بدي مصاري أصغر لها ليه. ابني حمادة بده سجادة، سجادة علاء الدين جبت له ولادة. بنتي ميادة وبنتي غادة، بكرة يتخرجوا يصيروا دكاترة ولادة. We have cars, we own bars, Middle East rich, got money, got gold, got mob. We have cars, we own bars, Middle East rich, got money, got gold, got mob. We have cars, we own bars, Middle East rich, got money, got gold, almaz.
ايش تقول انت وايش تسوي بصوتك هذا؟ الله سكر والله سكر الميوزك.
A member of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, then later became mayor of Mexico City's borough Tlalpan from 2015 to 2017. The following year, she was elected mayor of the whole city. Today, her passion for science and political action has culminated into a 6-year plan to fundamentally transform Mexico City into a cleaner, more equitable place for its 21 million inhabitants.
I want for my city in the 6 years that I'm going to be the chief of government to develop the access to rights, not only education, health, but also culture, sports, environment, The city is very unequal. What I want for the city is to reduce these inequalities. How to do that? Access to rights where they don't have, and a better environment, including resources to the poorest part of the city.
The mayor's grand vision includes 7 primary goals: reducing air pollution by 30%, planting 15 million trees, banning single-use plastics and promoting recycling, building a new waste separation plant for the city, providing water service to every home, constructing 100 kilometers of corridors for public transportation, and constructing and installing solar water heaters and solar panels citywide. So that's a lot. But despite the scale of these ambitions, Mayor Sheinbaum has aligned herself with Mexico's President López Obrador as an adamant spending.
You cannot have a rich government and a poor people. So what we did is reduce government. Then you have a lot of resources for infrastructure and also for different actions. We built a new university in the city in 2 years. You need a lot of money. Where do you get this money? We didn't increase taxes. So you get this money reducing the government, and the other thing is stop corruption. We feel like a citizen governing citizens. We don't have any luxuries in our government, and this brings you a lot of resources to bring to the people and to reduce inequalities. Hopefully, in these 6 years, I can change many things in the city: public transportation, build parks, have digital access to many people. If you are able to change opportunity to young people, then the city is going to be different for the next years.
Mexico City has been hit hard by COVID-19, with over 156,000 cases and 15,000 deaths as of October of 2020. And while lofty government plans have often fallen to the wayside this year, Mayor Sheinbaum has managed to implement parts of her vision while handling the public health crisis. This is best seen on the Avenue of the Insurgents, Mexico City's largest and busiest street, where bike lanes popped up just as fast as the traffic died down from quarantine.
It's a very commercial street. We're asking restaurants and business and everybody if they agree to keep it. I want for everybody to be part of this, so that's what we're doing right now.
Still, there is little doubt that 2020 was not the kind of start that the mayor had hoped for her administration. But as Mexico City's first female mayor, she is used to some obstacles, and overcoming them has become somewhat of a preoccupation of hers.
Mexico has the culture of machismo. You can feel as a woman that you're less, that you're not able to do anything, because everybody tells you you're less than this man. And as long as you think that you're able to do it, it brings you the strength to do it. Paseo de la Reforma is one of the main avenues. You have many monuments, and they are only men. Right now, we are building the women heroines. It's the rescuing of women in history.
It only makes sense that Mayor Sheinbaum will face opposition against her ambitious vision for Mexico City. But her faith in science and its ability to address inequality and corruption in her city to the benefit of her countrymen remains unshakable.
We believe in social change by convincing people. We believe that Mexico has a great future. We end corruption in the country. And we believe that education, health, and housing are rights. They are not merchandise.
Thanks for watching this episode of Quick Take Geo. Follow us on Twitter @QuickTake for all the latest news from around the world. Till next time.
Is it your expectation to do this another 5, 10, 15 years?
It's like Whole Foods is my daughter, and I literally married my daughter off to the richest man in the world. I just kind of came along to make sure the marriage settled in well.
You have to think about all the other offsets to tax. And so we're looking at it. I think we're going to be prepared. And we're modeling out a whole bunch of different scenarios. I think we're going to be well positioned no matter what the outcome is.
Our biggest initiative yet is coming up. On October 29th, we'll start a $20 billion Rural Digital Opportunity Fund auction, essentially targeting that money to unserved parts of the country where there is no broadband at the FCC's definition of 25 megabits per second.
Women leaders were actually better at controlling the deaths from COVID-19. Do you think out of this pandemic, we'll see more countries be willing to elect female leaders?
When we look at women leaders, we tend to project on them baggage that they shouldn't bear.
Women are given an opportunity when no one else wants to do the job.
Women had a very clear objective. They wanted to save lives.
The women leaders, if you look at their careers, have also built up a level of trust.
In fact, women have to be better at communication in order to be elected as leaders, whereas this doesn't hold true for men.
We need to get those sexist stereotypes out of our head and give women a fair run for leadership.
Trying to change the stereotypes about women is not only the business of women, but men have to be part of it.
Some lenders had their way. You do all your shopping on a credit card. Why? Because it makes them money. Lots of it. And to try to entice you to keep spending, they offer rewards. Some really, really nice rewards. But are those rewards really worth it? Who's being rewarded? You or your bank? If you're careful, airline, hotel, and credit card points can get you far. And some people spend a tremendous amount of time seeing exactly how far that is. This is Brad, and he's a bit of a, let's call him I decided to head down to Murray Hill to check out his massive card collection. This is a lot of credit cards. Walk me through. How many are here?
I think there's about 70 or 80 here.
How many of these are open?
I think there's about 20 to 25 that are open right now.
Okay, so like how did you get into it? Like how did that process begin?
And I got a letter in the mail saying you can get, I think it was like 50,000 Delta points for spending $3,000 in 3 months.
Okay.
There's no fee in the first year.
Yeah, I've got those. I always toss those.
Yeah, well, you should read them because sometimes you can see that there's no fee and you're gonna spend that $3,000 in 3 months.
Yeah.
If you're doing that anyway, it's free points.
Do you know how many points you've like accumulated over the last 5 years?
Yeah, it's
what is it?
It's probably between like 7 and 10 million points.
Are you joking?
No.
How much time do you spend on this?
On just this, it's probably a couple hours a week.
Okay.
I have a spreadsheet that I maintain, and there's like websites that'll keep track of your loyalty accounts, but also there's kind of research that I'm doing. The best general card anyone can get is just 2% cash back, no annual fee.
Okay.
At the end of the year, you get a check in the mail. It's just free money. It's what you can get, and you don't have to think about it at all.
It seems like kind of exhausting.
To someone else, it would seem like homework, but I kind of enjoy it.
If someone wants to get into it, what would you tell them? Like, what's the way to start out?
Well, the very first thing I'd tell them is just make sure your finances are in order. Don't carry a balance. Don't pay unnecessary interest.
So don't ever carry a balance?
No, because that's you're paying interest on any balance that you're carrying.
Right.
That's money you're giving away. Treat it like a debit card.
Okay.
It's money that you're spending each month, and you pay it off immediately.
Okay. Managing 25 open cards can be exhausting. Done right, like Brad, but it's also full of traps that could expose you to expensive fees. Remember, banks are in the business of making money, and credit cards are one of their most profitable activities. Here to tell us more about how banks usually win is Bloomberg reporter.
Their ideal goal is that you'll spend each, or ideally actually you'll carry a balance and they can charge you that interest. When you're thinking about getting a credit card and using a credit card, interest is one of the most important things to be paying attention to. For instance, let's say you buy a TV for $1,000. Even if you pay off $999 of that bill, you could still be charged interest on the whole thing, even if you've only left $1 on your balance. And credit cards sometimes come with the highest form of interest. So if you're thinking about going and chasing after crazy credit card rewards, you have to be really responsible and stay on top of your payments. If you're very responsible and meticulously organized like Brad, then you're probably set if it's something